I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. And if you don't know what you are, the patterns, the systems, the code that's running in the background, it can get really confusing. And you'll be asking yourself, why does this keep happening to me? Instead of asking yourself, what am I doing to keep attracting this? That moment when you realize you're going to stop projecting and start reflecting. And that's going to be really powerful. I remember years ago, I was living in my house in Las Vegas before I met my husband. And I was sitting on my couch. I remember this moment so vividly. I was contemplating my life and I know I have a lot going for me, but I felt really confused. I was in another relationship that was falling apart. And then it hit me. I realized I had dated this guy before. Not literally, but energetically. Same disconnection, same dynamic, same ending, just waiting to happen. And in that moment, I realized a pattern, that I was the common denominator. I kept attracting the same guy. I have a teacher, Carolyn Stewart. She mentioned something that really hit me. It was that all of our challenges are our medicine. And that those experiences, they shape so much of what not just our lessons, but again, our medicine. And those are experiences that we have that can help us see clearer so we can stop projecting and start reflecting. That breakup, that moment of truth, that was my moment for me. One of many, but this is an example. And when we have that realization that we stop living on autopilot and we start designing our identity with purpose, mention identity, not life, our identity with purpose, then once we understand that, things really start to shift. One of my friends, Steve, said a couple weeks ago, he was talking about reading the book, Change Your Habits, Change Your Life. And while that's so true, what I found is that if you don't change the identity behind the habit, then those habits, those new habits won't stick. We don't need more complex routines. What we really all need are just identity shifts to rewire those things that keep us running those same programs, those same codes, those same operating systems. We don't need more tasks on our calendars. What we need is a full nervous system upgrade, right? When's the last time you did that? So I'm going to share with you 3 simple tools that I use for myself as well as with my clients. I have 6 principles that I work off of with the mirror method, but these are 3 of them that can really help in situations of crises, something like that, or where you just really feel like you're feeling a little stuck and you want to do something. So number 1 is delete the code. Name it. Figure out something that makes you feel that you understand it. For example, I am not enough, or I am not loved, or if I slow down, then I'm going to lose everything. Number 2, install a new identity. Ask yourself, what am I without this belief? And then ask yourself, what would the future version of me do today? And do those things. Even just one of them. That's really stretching some of those lessons, those habits, that is. And number 3, make it physical. Start speaking like them. Start dressing like them. Start living as if they're actually here now. And that's going to make such a profound impact. Change can happen instantly. It doesn't have to take months or years. It can happen overnight, within minutes. You can start feeling the shift. What's really interesting that I found too is that when I change, it ripples. And everything around me starts changing. My clients shift. My relationships evolve. Even rooms that I go into for networking or socializing, they feel different. And it's such a profound thing to see it happening just by subtle changes in your identity shifts, by recognizing what's going on. This is not personal work either. This is collective. Every time that we upgrade ourselves, we're upgrading those around us because of those ripples, and it really makes a big impact. Think about Da Vinci and Einstein. They weren't just playing with genius. They were writing the blueprints for our futures. It's incredible. It's not about feeling better. It's about becoming someone who shapes the world by showing up fully. So if you take one thing with you today, it's this: that you have the tools. The next version of you is already living inside of you, just waiting to come out, waiting to be remembered. You don't need to wait for a breakdown to have a breakthrough. Once you see and recognize those patterns, not only does your world change, but the entire world around you shifts. And that's the power of identity transformation. I really hope that you've learned something from this video, and I hope that you subscribe, you see more, and you follow along. I have a newsletter that you're welcome to subscribe to. We'll put the link down in the show notes. And I look forward to any comments or feedback and any maybe transformations that you went through. I look forward to hearing those.